If a trip to Turkey is on your radar, brace yourself for the whole truth. An unfiltered lesson from my journey. Roll the tape. Welcome to the journey through the lesser known corridors of Europe. A land less explored, where surreal beauty finds its home. Now I might be pushing a little bit, but to be honest, Turkey has that magical touch that's hard to deny. Let's rewind. Schengen visa? Yeah, that didn't quite happen for us. So, we try to look for alternatives. Something which has the beauty, the calmness, and the culture of Europe. And here you go. Turkey is where we landed. Planning an adventurous trip to Turkey was not a walk in the park. And internet also didn't precisely spill the beans for this gem of a country. And that is exactly why you have a video like this. Let's break this video into two parts. The first is pre-planning and all the things you need before landing in Turkey. And the second part is my experience of things happen there. By the way, my journey started from UAE, Dubai, but the tips works generally for all over the world. Here's the list of 5 things you need to know before going to Turkey. Visa, hotels, money, car, and flights. Let me explain. I would say embarking on this task is quite daunting if you are unsure of where to start. However, the process itself is relatively simple. There are 2 approaches you can take. If you prefer risk-free option and want to avoid searching for ideas, document online, revisiting the embassy, then the idea number 1 is perfect for you. All you need to do is visit any travel agent in UAE. They typically charge 400 dirham for their services. An important thing to note, slight hiccup, my bad. The agent cost is 150 AED and the full cost is, let me explain. So the visa agent charges is going to be 150 AED. The appointment, form filling, insurance and the visa itself is going to cost you around 645. So in total, you are going to pay somewhere around 800 AED. The travel agent will provide you with a form to fill out and assign appointment date for you to submit your application to Wafi Mall, VFS. However, if you don't have 400 dirham to spare and you have enough time to handle the process yourself, then the second option is more suitable. You can find a link in this comment section below, which will directly take you to the list of requirement. Make sure that you read this list carefully because I didn't. Most of the list is straightforward, but few of them are a bit tricky. One of them is cover letter. I've also included a sample cover letter in the link below for your convenience. As for the visa photo, it's almost inevitable that you will need to have it taken at the visa office, as they employ a photographer whose salary needs to be covered. However, if you wish to avoid paying additional 50 dirham for the photo, I have provided a specific requirement in the link as well. And here is a fun fact. They actually rejected my photo because I was smiling too much in one of my photos. They could not resist this smile. To proceed with the application, you will need to book your appointment online. Keep it in mind that you can only reschedule your appointment once, and any subsequent changes will incur an additional fee. And if all goes well, You should receive your visa in 7 working days. 7 working days. We are right now holding the visa envelope. We don't know whether we have got the visa or no. You will see all the videos now. But the first thing is we are going to open the envelopes and see if we have got the visa or no. All together. What is 10 degrees? Jo visa, jaldi aao.
In between, I would also recommend that you create one email address.
Create one email address for the trip for you and your friends to get all the travel details at one place in case of any mishaps.
In terms of buying things, I would recommend you to buy travel chargers or travel adapters. You would think that Turkey is a Muslim country, part of Saudi, and it has the similar kind of Dubai, Saudi sides of plugs. That's not the case. They have European side of the plugs and the connections. So consider having travel chargers and travel adapters with you. Also remember, if you are traveling like us and you are renting a car, have a travel mobile holder. They don't have that kind of mobile holder available in their cars, so having a mobile holder, we took it from here and it was a really helpful thing. And in the series of not buying things, there are 2 things I would highly recommend not to buy. One is a passport cover. Generally, when you are traveling, you would like to have a fancy passport cover or things which has Mr. and Mrs. or any design like that. It is a complete waste of money, and it is a lot of hassle also. And also, we checked it from here, so we knew it. You do not need international license. So if you have a Dubai license, if you do not have Dubai license, you can have a license from India, which now you need an international license because that's a left and right country. You are traveling from UAE, you do not need a special driving license or an international driving license. The driving license from UAE, they do not take your license also. So bear in mind, they do not take your license. Just use your license, give a copy of your license, and that should be it. So you do not need international license also to drive in Turkey. This comes in between. I would just want to request you that have a copy of your passport and your license and all the documents you have a copy of it. Do not give your original to anybody. I've heard about this scam. I have not been part of it, but I've heard about it, that there are fake police in Turkey, and they try to ask you for your passport or your license or any valuable. You do not need to give them your passport, even if the police ask you. If they constantly ask for original, you have to say that take me to the police station and I will produce the original. Here on the road, on the beauty of this place, I'm not going to produce the original. I am going to just give you the copy of it. If it's a real crime and if there is a real checking which is happening, they would take you to police station and you can then show the original documents. So let's go with the tip number 2, that is hotel booking. So it's no brainer that you would go to an online website for hotel booking. And if you are anything like me, you want to stay in a hotel just enough to sleep and freshen up. After dealing with 10 of the website, I believe booking.com is the best website that works fine in Turkey. An important note, that booking.com do not work in Turkey. The website does not work in Turkey. So booking a hotel from booking.com, it's legal. If you book a hotel and if you go with a paper, they will give you your booking and they know that you are coming. So booking is not illegal, but the website itself does not work. So if you go to Turkey and switch on your phone and try to access that website, the website will not work. What you have to do is keep all the booking emails digitally or physically. What we did is we created a Google map for all the location and phone number and kept all the booking physically, printed physically. The season website I would recommend, and something I personally use, is Airbnb. You can do this entire trip on Airbnb if you like to live in a nicer places and better locations. What we did is we went to two places where we are going to stay in the place also outside of roaming, which is Sapanca and Istanbul. So that is where we did Airbnb. Well, tip number 3, car booking. You would think that you would do the same thing, going to an online website and booking a car. Well, that's a bad idea. Here's the 3 reasons why. The first one is the luggage capacity of the car. We had the biggest problem of the luggage. We thought that we will take some luggage, and the luggage we ultimately had is more than what we thought. So the luggage capacity of the car is always differing than what you think. The second reason is you would think the price is different. If you book it from here, you would get a cheaper price, and if you go there and the car, it'll be expensive. That's not the case. You book it from here, or you book it from the airport or the places you reach, it is going to be same or similar. So you do not need to book it from here or book it online. The third option is you would always get a better option from the airport. The car brands are different. So the car brands you drive here or you see here, just for an example, there is Renault Duster or Renault Logi here. In Turkey, it is Dacia Duster and Dacia Logi. So these car brands differ, and because the car brands differ, the luggage size and the capacity and the car also differs a little bit, not big time, but it's good and better to see the cars. So I would recommend that you rent the car from the city you are landing into or the airport you are in. So as you see in this video, in Turkey or in any airport in the world, you will find a lot of car rental guys. If you still want a better deal, better to take a cab from the airport to the city and go to a car rental guys. You will get a much better deal.
I would also recommend that all the car payments you do it in cash. Do not give your bank details, your card, your credit card, debit card, any kind of digital payment. Do not do in the car renting or any kind of services. So even if our company, God fortunate, was amazing. Siski was amazing, and they are a really good car rental company. They actually helped us a lot when we wanted to interchange our car, and they are like a really good company. But except that, if the car company tries to put extra money on you for touching your car anywhere or doing anything mischief, it's always better that you pay everything in cash and talk about only cash when you're dealing in the car rentals. Now I'm going to share the bad experience we had in terms of car rental. It can happen with anybody, but it's good to know things beforehand.
Online, we booked a Renault Duster. When we reached there, we figured out that we have much more luggage that can fit in a Renault Duster. Mind you, this is not Renault Duster there, this is Dacia Duster. The car capacity is almost same, but still we had much more luggage than we expected. So the salesperson suggested us that instead of Dacia Duster, we should have Dacia Logi, which we took without checking properly, and he gave us the manual car.
Again, I take the full responsibility for making this mistake. The salesperson, it's not his fault. He showed me all the details before, and I could not read that it's not an automatic car, it's a manual car. And what comes after is a full day of disaster. The first day in Turkey was a disastrous day, and that you can see in our vlog. But what we did is,
we end up changing our car or switching our car to a Peugeot car, that is Peugeot 3008. The number is 3008, and one of the best decisions of our trip. Although the space was really tight and all the luggage for 4 humans,
an amazing car with a lot of high-end feature.
It would be rather an understatement to say that it was
smooth sailing after that.
Well, we are at tip number 4. That is money. When you think about Turkey, currency exchange is a real adventure.
Let me share my not so pleasant experience with you. So I stumbled upon this Instagram ad of Neo Global promising me a 0% forex markup and all those fancy perks like lounge access and other things.
Well, let me tell you, it was a pack of lies. I eagerly
Loaded all our money into the card thinking that I would waltz to the nearest ATM whenever I needed cash.
But boy, was I in for a surprise? No. When I reached at Abu Dhabi Lounge, they looked at me like a disco ball instead of a payment card.
No acceptance there, my friend. And the real kicker was when I arrived at Ankara, Turkey airport. I tried every single ATM in sight. Count M. 8 of them. And that stubborn card refused to work in any of them.
So there I was, in a stranded foreign airport.
Penniless, SIM-less, without internet, and clueless of a local
Language. The only thing could help me that time was money, which we could not get out of the Neo card. Thankfully,
I had the good sense of carry my trusty bank card. But of course, the airport currency converter there was probably plotting against my wallet. We had no choice but to succumb to its exuberant fees and withdraw some cash from the ATM.
lesson learned. Folks, if you're planning a trip to Turkey, do yourself a favor and get the good old American dollars with you, along with you. Start converting the money just bare minimum for you to reach the city center, and there you will definitely find a place where you can get much better rates, and from there on you can convert either your full amount, or if you're going to another city you can convert there also. This is generally 90% foolproof plan for you to transfer your money from AED to USD to Turkish lira. Yes, it's better to go with Turkish lira than euro, because again they charge you for the euro to Turkish lira conversion, and which is pretty high, so it's always better to go with Turkish lira. So AED, dollars, Turkish lira. Well, you made it till number 5. That is flight. The dance of booking tickets beforehand of the trip. My God.
It may sound silly, but when you are traveling with indecisive folks who can change their mind faster than a pancake flip in a hot pan, it's crucial to lock those flights down. No last minute flip-flopping or back out allowed. And we booked our flight first, so now we know that we have the dates to work with and get everything else ready by then.
And guess what airline do we choose? Wizz Air. Buckle up. It's time for a ride.
Because the emotion on this airline is like riding a roller coaster with extra serving of turbulence. Their luggage restriction, their cramped seats, and their policy that make you scratch your head. But hold on tight, because Wizz Air fares are just bizarre. I mean, you might end up paying more for the taxi from your house to the airport than the flight to another city in Wizz Air. I do appreciate Wizz Air for giving the kind of services they are giving in the kind of fare they are providing is amazing. I do understand. Also, their customer care services is crystal clear. I mean, I have never seen such customer care services. So again, here is my recommendation. If you're heading from Dubai to Turkey, book your tickets earlier with Wizz Air and hope that your plan stay intact. Just a small heads up. Though Wizz Air lands at a rather subtle airport in Ankara, which is supposed to be the capital city airport. But hey, for taxi, car rentals, food, money, and network provider, well, let's say they are not exactly abundant. Keep that in mind and pack accordingly. Well, you have made it till the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching and being with us in our journey. If you want a front row seat in the entire adventure, keep your eyes open for all the upcoming vlogs. Also, do not forget to send this video to anybody who's planning or thinking to travel to Turkey. Travel safe and see you in the next one.